And welcome to the AEW Dynamite review. We are the Dudley Boys of WhatCulture. I'm Adam WIlbourn, joined by Michael Hamflett and Michael Sidgwick, here to review everything that happened on last night's episode of AEW Dynamite. But before we get into it, if you're a fan of this sort of thing, make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube, where we do daily wrestling podcasts where we not only review AEW Dynamite, but also AEW Collision, Raw, SmackDown, the show formerly known as NXT 2.0. Pay-per-views, premium live events. We have interviews, roundtable discussions, and a roundup of the week complete with a very good quiz, of course, on WrestleCulture. As I said, though, joined by Hamflett Sidgwick to review last night's AEW Dynamite September to Remember.
Yeah, quite a forgettable show. Look. I'm going to be nice to a point. When this show ruled, it ruled. There were two matches on this show that made me make noises in my living room. And at this point, to feel something is what I'm after. Two matches, we'll get to them, that I thought, yes, brilliant. However, I don't think the timing's never right for a 3-hour TV wrestling show, ever. I don't care if it's a good promotion. I don't even care if AEW in 2021 added an extra hour to Dynamite. I would have really been unhappy. It's just been proven time and time again that, I mean, Jesus Christ, it didn't need to be proven, that hypothesis. It's 3 hours. We don't need it. We never needed it. So I'm not in favor of a 3-hour show at the best of times at any time. Doing a 3-hour in-ring heavy show ahead of what might, if trends continue, be a 5-hour pay-per-view days later. I mean, even for where the best wrestle, we do wrestling, we emphasize wrestling, that's our promotion, that's our identity. That is too much. That is too much, particularly when the idea, traditionally, before the major destination event, is to sell the matches on that destination event. Like, deprive me, Daddy. I want to feel like something is close to happening, erupting, but then I have to wait a few days. And, you know, I mean, this is just basic wrestling promotion. So I think doing this particular event as the go-home show.
The go-home show for All Out, yeah.
Yeah, indeed. Was not great in terms of timing.
No.
Really, it wasn't. And the individual matches that were built towards All Out, one of them, they did a really great promo, so I can't really complain about that. The other two major matches that I think are selling this show, so there's three. There's FTR versus CNC, MJF versus Mark Briscoe, Fletcher versus Hangman. And I will say, maybe it's not all AEW's fault, even though this is kind of a recurring theme. MJF's schedule, I don't know the ins and outs, but I assume it explains how that match was built.
Yeah. Yes, we report on the news, he's got this crazy schedule at the moment with, he finished obviously Happy Gilmore a while back and he's on a new film. I'll try and remember what it was.
The MLW stuff was live, wasn't it? He was there. It wasn't like he'd put some stuff in the cane. He rocked back up with Hammerstone.
Oh, last night?
The Dynasty stuff he was doing for MLW, just as like that popped up online over the weekend. He was he's getting about and he's making towns, as it were, you know. Like
so maybe that explains it, because you'd like to think they would be clever enough to have MJF, one of the most gifted talkers of his generation, probably the most gifted of his generation, do the big sell for that match. So that probably has impacted how you can approach a go-home show in the traditional way.
He's filming Violent Night 2, which you might have seen. Violent Night 1 is what's your man's name? David Harbour? Christmas thing. Yeah. So he got married
September.
September.
The pun, mate. I knew it was Christmas related.
He got September.
wasn't going to be the biggest smash of the summer, was it?
got married on September 5th. Collision September 6th. Then Winnipeg for Violent Night 2. And then September 11th, Collision taping, I think it was. Back to Winnipeg, CMLL anniversary event with Mystico, and then obviously All Out. So it's crazy. He's filming throughout all this.
And I had an issue with the way in which the title match was built as well. Yeah, I just thought this felt to me, in good ways and bad, like a Collision episode on Wednesday, in that there was the personnel, the kind of matches they were going for, the smaller, like, scale of it all. I will say, we talked about this earlier. The branding, the way the arena was set up, the lighting, how many people it looked like were there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it looked really good. It looked tremendous, and it sounded tremendous as well. So enjoyable, just not big. And the timing, I thought, was a bit unfortunate.
Yeah, like fine, solid. There's not a lot to criticize for me on this Dynamite. I wouldn't say that anything like got me any more or less excited for the pay-per-view. So as a go home, if you're judging it on those terms strictly, maybe not great. However, all those big programs, I was already ready.
They were there already, weren't we? We said this the other week.
Maybe that is a criticism. Was the last Dynamite where you're potentially going to convince your final customers to buy a ticket or buy the pay-per-view completely skippable despite being longer and having some pretty big advertised matches. Maybe that is a criticism overall. But individually, as we break it down, there's nothing right now in my head that I'm thinking about, when we get to that, like, we're going to have a bit of a word, that didn't work or whatever. Yeah, but it was fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
A lot of AEW was
fine in comparison.
You felt it
I
as
saw
well.
that your tweet this morning, and I was like, oh yeah, that's kind of bang on actually.
Yeah. Turns out we are reviewing it after all.
AEW is cooled, but it is not cold. You know, it is not. I don't think this is a cold product, but it has cooled significantly since more than I think we would have imagined. I would say since, and I think that's the big thing since All In, and that and I think that's constructive criticism, by the way, but that is a thing to really look at and really address on the, as you said, of All Out. It's like where's that little spark gone and how can we find it? Because they're not coming at this from a position of desperation, or they shouldn't feel like they're on the back foot. Lots of positives, lots of building, lots of sense of like, they're getting over. These like actual new, fresh talents are getting opportunities.
This story is amazing and nothing we've really seen before. There's nothing like that.
Is it Forbidden Dow's fault?
I don't know.
Not the show in the show itself in England, as in the fact that they have to factor that in. Is it maybe worth?
No,
maybe this is a bigger conversation for another time.
Because it's canon now. It's AEW canon. That
was an AEW
It's
show.
AEW featuring New Japan and CMLL more than anything else.
It's a creative spark thing, and that's all right. Like, you can't have it all the time. Sometimes
it was the start of something.
There's an injury crisis a little bit, which isn't
that's
ideal.
a good point.
But then isn't by the same token the roster's too big?
Yeah, no.
So you know what I mean?
In theory, the Fletcher thing is evidence that like you really can just lift somebody up and see how that goes. And I think they're doing that in lots of little spots. But there is I think post All In, and this is like historically a bit of a Tony Khan issue, but like creatively it did feel like kind of ran out of steam.
Is that their WrestleMania lull almost?
Kind of.
Post WrestleMania lull.
There's a human element to that where people go so hard in the build up of something, and it's like, right, I'm like mentally, physically just not quite there, and like the big run up to the next big thing doesn't feel like it's started yet, and you know.
But let's use AEW's own precedent, Tony Khan's own precedent is, we've done it as well, but there is sort of easy as it is to compare it to the WrestleMania cycle of the adrenaline dump that follows. 2021, they do All Out. Yes, the original plan might have changed things in that. I'm not saying, that Hangman Page strategically knobbed his misses at the time that allowed him to miss All Out 2021. But because he did, they have All Out 2021, Kenny versus Christian Cage, but really it's Punk.
It's a strategic knob and logjam. We talked about it.
Of course. Then you get the Full Gear, which means you can then do Kenny Omega, which was a massive match. Then the next pay-per-view, because there aren't too many, was Revolution, CM Punk, MJF. So those three, bang, bang, bang. Like, yes, you have the benefit of delaying Page Omega and having that huge match and that huge moment. But then you do follow up with Punk MJF. There's nothing that has gone from All in Texas to Forbidden Door to All Out that has that trilogy streak of massive, huge narrative things going on. And I would say that's a failure of the booking.
Yeah. Yeah, Ospreay getting injured injured, inverted commas, to set up his eventual injury leave by the Death Riders in that main event.
He's injured.
Yeah. No, but like the storyline breaking of his neck. Have it do it again. That wasn't in, and you can argue the merits of the cage match, but that wasn't in service of, for his actual right out, it's going to be this big match at Forbidden Door, or we're going to ask him, do a few less dates so that we can get it to All Out where Ospreay is going to go away for a while, but it's going to be as part of this thing that started in the main event of All In when he tried to help Hangman Page that concludes All Out. No, it was just, he's back on TV, we'll chuck him in the cage match and we'll beat him up afterwards. Like, there was an example of how you could have preserved one of your stars just long enough to keep him out, you know? Maybe that's, you know, the injury issue, Swerve, Ospreay, Kenny, 3 right out. The one side of that, to Sidgwick's point, is, you got a bunch of wrestlers. This is like push City Jones for whoever, you know, try somebody, and often great things happen from that. Maybe knowing that was going to occur, and like, other than Kenny Omega, you could argue, because of how it's like built up Kyle Fletcher in the wake of the Wardlow injury, maybe that was the error ultimately. You had this grand payoff that featured in Swerve and Ospreay, 2 guys that you knew weren't going to be on the board coming soon. Maybe there was a miss there. Yeah. Maybe there was like like Swerve and Okada going out the way.
They've tried to elevate Briscoe and Fletcher.
Yeah.
Let's get into this show because it starts with the contract signing with Hangman Page and Carl Fletcher, as you mentioned. Tony Schiavone hosting, although Don Callis immediately cuts him off, saying that he remembers when Hangman Page took the belt from him years ago, but now he's found someone who's bigger, faster, and better than both he and Kenny Omega, and that is Carl Fletcher, the proto-star. Page said the stipulation isn't to keep half the roster getting involved in title matches.
That felt pointed, that. It really, really did.
It's so that one day Fletcher can look back and realise that he did this on his own and he was worthy of it. And if he reads the contract, as you both mentioned yesterday...
I pointed it out. I called it.
If Don or any member of the family gets involved, not only will Fletcher get DQ'd, but he will lose the TNT title. Carl's not happy about this.
What size is your OTJ? Your OTJ t-shirt?
Medium.
I'll take it on. Because I called it. So that's what we do now, isn't it? We say something and then we declare ourselves to be the best journalists in the game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
by your logic.
You got to have a bigger CV than one call, mate. Like, he's been on this stuff for years.
Called AJ Lee's return as well. Put my reputation on the line for that one.
And you do it in a way where you don't spoil it for people. That's your kind of trick.
I don't like spoilers. I don't like spoilers.
Keep your cards close to your chest before you reveal.
Yeah. Anyway, Fletcher says it's not worth it, Dom. You could put anything in that contract. Crawl in a mile in glass, and I'd do it to get a title shot. It doesn't change anything. I'm going to fulfill my destiny, become the men's AEW world champion. Fletcher tells Page he's better than when he was this age. He doesn't need... AEW doesn't need Hangman Page or Kenny Omega. It needs the proto-star. And this is going to allow Page to ride off into the sunset because the entire company will belong to Kyle. And he signs the contract. Page says, I know what it's like to be in your shoes, but you don't know what the morning after All Out is going to feel like. It's not going to be enough. It's going to crush you. You're going to give it your all, but right now, it's not going to be enough. What Fletcher you do, what you do with that feeling, Carl Fletcher, is what defines you in the days and years that follow. Do not disappoint me. He signed the contract's all signed, and Fletcher says, I'm a man of my word, but tonight I'm going to leave you beaten, bloody, and not able to walk out on your own 2 feet. Until that moment comes, say my full name.
Right. Solid 7 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
All right stuff for me, this. The match, 7 out of 10 story to justify booking it could be a 9.5 out of 10. I mean, it's a Dave 5 before it's even entered the ring.
Yeah, I agree.
That kind of match, you know. Here was my watching schedule last night after I did all my life admin and Isaac hate watch. Some nice little layoffs. Whoop-dee-doo.
CM Isaac.
So we've got...
What's the meme? I'm no longer wishing for your downfall. I'm actively participating in it.
Isaac hate watch. And then it was an exhilarating game of football. There's nothing better than the Champions League. I absolutely goddamn love it. So I needed to cool down. So you know how people have like fireside, like fireplace, screensavers?
Yeah.
Just something visual that comforts them, lulling them into a sleep. My version of that of late is late 80s, early 90s Fed. Just as basic as it gets.
Keep talking.
Some wonderful visuals, some great selling. I watched Bret Hart versus Skinner, and just the amount of time Bret Hart sells and convinces me that he's hurt.
Yep.
It's like, oh, maybe we should be doing a little bit more of that, you know?
I think maybe we should be doing more with Skinner. But that's the point of the work.
That's the point of the work. So I'm watching this Tuesday in Texas, Bret Hart Skinner. I'm taken by Bret Hart's really convincing me that he's really hurt. Look who's in the ring with. Maybe we should have more of that. Maybe we should apply that principle more generally to pro wrestling. And then you get the dueling one after the other interviews for Randy Savage versus Jake Roberts, right? And Jake Roberts' promo. One lasts about 90 seconds. It's all you needed, and in fact, all you need.
Mm-hmm.
The guy's so sinister. He's so awful. He's just incredible, his presence.
Context is you're following the best angle maybe ever.
One of them.
That's the context.
One of them, yeah. The snake
Most
bite.
people's top 5. What the hell is that? Yeah. Like, it's hot, yeah. And they've got to follow that.
And then it goes to Savage. And like Roberts has been informed, like he's going to get you. Like Randy Savage has locked himself in his room for the entire duration of the taping so far, ragging himself up, basically. He's coming after you. And then they do the Savage. Raji Savage, Macho Man.
That's what his name was. So losing the name.
Indeed. And then they do the Savage promo. And even by his standards, he cannot stay still. He's not turning it up to 11, saying some endearing nonsense. He's just like the snake. He's become the snake in this moment. He's coiled. He's ready to do some damage.
They'd said it had been devenomized, but maybe it was coursing through his veins.
Yeah, indeed. So you can then, when Savage is talking, doing this promo, you can hear in the background the Roberts, who, by the way, just in case you missed it, Jake Roberts set his snake, his cobra, on Savage earlier in the program. Savage hears that beautiful Jake Roberts theme. Go, right, that's it. And then storms out and just attacks him.
I'm going to get him right now.
I'm going to get him right now. Yeah. And then he just goes and kicks his ass, and it's this incredible incendiary brawl. It's a simple pro wrestling story done in a way via legitimately traumatizing cobra snake bite is the heat angle. But the template is horrible, evil bastard does something unconscionable to the babyface, who licks his wounds, recovers, vows revenge, goes absolutely insane to get his bloody vengeance, This Hangman Page Kyle Fletcher follows the modern template, and it struck me watching one after the other, because I watched Dynamite this morning, obviously. Like, the whole language of all of this has changed, and it's been this way for years, and I don't know how much I like it. It's not unlike the John Cena language of how to build a big match and how to tell stories of Hangman Page. And yes, he's got this association with and love for AEW because he is the main character and da-da-da. But this basically is, you're good, I'm better. You'll be as good as me one day, not yet. No, I'm ready to be the face of the company and I'm better than you. Like, where's the evil? Where's the bad things? It's that John Cena thing of you are not suitable for the role of being champion. Yes, I am. I understand how Page, if you like, gets away with it. But my God, where's the hatred? Where's the real, true passion, vengeance, emotion, personal issues drawing money here? It's one wrestler questioning the other's suitability for the role and one person firing back and going, no, I am suitable for this role. I know just the whole vernacular of pro wrestling has changed over the years. And I think it used to be better, quite frankly.
You've articulated why we've kind of disagreed on this program from the beginning, haven't you? Because I like that it's the TNT champion going for the world title. Like, I'm going to use another example from a very similar time because other people have said it, but I said it first.
I understand.
Bret and Shawn.
Sorry, just to correct myself, I'm sorry for stepping on your dick here. I understand that Kyle Fletcher has done something bad.
Yeah.
In that he has attacked Kenny Omega. But Hangman Page hasn't really talked about that much.
No.
Not that much.
No,
it doesn't consume him. It doesn't fuel him.
That is one of them AEW excess issues.
Just does it to do it.
Stuff, every week. Turn up at work, and there's a risk that you guys are going to get brain busted through a table or left for dead or whatever. That is a reality of the excess of AEW, I think. But, like, Bret Hart was a very, we're competing in this sports league and I'm the best, come at me. That was a lot of like his stories until the hatred sometimes snuck in, and like they were kind of, like the Bret and Shawn of the time was very much you're the IC champion and you're kind of talking a big game. I'm the best wrestler and it's not my time yet to step aside for you. And maybe they could change the terminology a little bit, I suppose. Like, I'm not prepared to step aside. I'm not prepared to step out of the way. There is a little bit, I've not really thought about it until you said it, but there is a little bit like a fine speech, kid, about this. A little bit, which I hadn't considered. But I have loved this direction and continued to from this, to be honest. Like, the Hangman Page, I've kind of been on this one a bit of late. Like, not sure how a lot of AEW feels in terms of, like, does this really mean anything? But the good news is the one guy that always does is your world heavyweight champion, and he's kind of never been better in the spot for it than Hangman Page. I'm not quite sure right now he's the tree, but if there's a tree growing, it's growing in Hangman Page's garden, and you can probably read about it on Blue Sky. Like, it's stuff like, how are you going to feel tomorrow morning? Because immediately he makes you picture him the day after he lost to Chris Jericho. It's stuff like 5 years' time. They used to book AEW like this with every character because they were given the gift of it being brand new. And so much of what Cody Rhodes did was this idea of, like, Darby Allin will be there. The 4 pillars made sense when it was actually good because you were picturing this AEW down the line. And Hangman Page is just doing that again. And he's one of the few wrestlers with the credibility to do it. Yeah. And he's doing it as the world champion because he's almost accepting that one day it can't be his. But how, as an athlete in his prime, how does one grapple with that mindset? Well, he looks upon the landscape and he sees who could take the places, and he's trying to not just isolate Kyle Fletcher, but, like, it's that champion. And there is zero hatred in the thing I'm describing here, so it's not like it's a counter to your argument. Yeah. But I find it no less an interesting thing to talk about and address. And that's why, as a TNT champion, I've thought this to me is a billion times better than, let's say, and I'm not digging on him because, like, it would have been rubbish, but, like, Wardlow was this named example, right? And they probably would have gone down way more of a Wardlow's massive and he took your mate and he put your mate in the hospital. And there's the hatred. He's a big fella. He's been around just as long, and maybe all the while he should have been the main character. And I've really appreciated this. Like, the taking the interference out adds to the sport in nature, while Hangman Page is kind of painting a bigger picture in the background.
Yeah, I am wary of contradicting myself here. Maybe I've picked on the wrong program for this new bugbear of mine because it is, I am broadly in favor of trying to, like, apply more sporting concepts to AEW generally in place of the crime spree by the
because it's like hatred elsewhere and all out as well, isn't it?
Yeah. So maybe it is the wrong program to pick on, but it feels less like a sporting thing than just this almost Cena-pilled, can you be the face of the company stuff? And I don't know. Maybe the problem is the set dressing of the contract signing just felt a little bit, what do we do with this? Contract signing, just didn't really spark my imagination, really.
You can't magic this stuff out of your ass, because if you could, promoters would every month. But in light of, like, now the kind of, like, once the Kyle Fletcher thing is done, they could do with finding, like, a spark for the Hangman Page's next rivalry, couldn't they?
Yeah.
Like, because the MJF one was its own sort of thing, really, around the cash-in or the not cash-in. I know there was a setting somebody on fire threat, but if anything, trivialized the hatred.
I'd rather have been bitten by Roberts' devenomized snake than set on fire because I believed one more than the other.
Yeah, they could do with finding that next rival on the first Dynamite coming out of All Out who says something that, like, just gets the hackles up on Hangman Page. That you say it, me? And then they could do with that next, maybe. There's a bit of a difference from one to the other.
It's one of those where it's probably better judged on the whole.
Yeah.
Where, like, Cody versus AJ Styles, to use a recent example, no one's doing cartwheels over it, really. But then it tells it's a very gradual, small step in that long whole reign that eventually reveals itself to be a tremendous success.
The point, I'm glad you flagged it up, because, you know what, and funny to be influenced by it, but it reminded me of the time when, like, CM Punk was just spiky for the sake of it. Hangman Page went, all them bloody things where everybody interferes. Like, I enjoyed that. I
enjoyed it.
Yeah, you've got that dog in you about what it is to be the champion and not just sitting back and letting a lot of bollocks play out. Like,
it really felt like he's as sick of it as a lot of fans are.
And he's got the stroke.
The stroke, that's a big 1999 one.
I know. Like, who's zooming who? Like, the suits are scared of hanging.
We get a video package on the coffin match for Mox and Darby at All Out.
It was very well done, this.
Yeah, we see the sort of reign of terror of the Death Riders and Darby Allin.
Oh, my God.
Mount Everest. Still insane that happened. He wants nothing but revenge for the injuries that was left by Mox and his gang. Mox fires back by promising to bury Darby Allin in the ground, and Darby says Mox called Bryan Danielson a friend, and look at what he did to him. He wanted to be just like Moxley, but now he doesn't want to be anything like him. He's going to put a nail in this whole thing. If you want to burn AEW to the ground, don't be surprised when I pull you into the fire. And Excalibur says, you were talking with Darby Allin earlier, Brian, and we'll hear those comments later on in the show.
I thought this is a really, really well-produced package, and I would like to have seen more of it across the board. I understand.
I thought it was going to be one of the matches you referenced when you said about the 3 big things, because I think this is
it's one. I think the work's been done as well.
The
work has been done here, and they did a good job of showing off their work, which is what these video packages should function to achieve. I would have liked way more of this throughout the night. I understand the live viewing data heavily favors the in-ring action, hence why they've taken this approach. But if they just started...
Not for me.
Yeah, I know.
I love it, yeah.
If they'd taken the hit early and just established it as, I know you don't think you like them, but they're awesome. Keep watching them. It'll pay off in the future.
Sure, for the countdown as well, it was going to be on after all this.
I would have liked a spliced show, if you like.
I continue to love the theme of the Darby Allin, Jon Moxley thing of, you know what's bigger than Jon Moxley, the biggest mountain in the world.
Yeah.
I love that as a thread that's been the case throughout. This is kind of what we asked for. Use the Everest thing. Use it. There will be different ways over the years that I imagine Darby Allin will be able to tweak this incredible feat. And this is this is already a really good one.
The fact that as well, it's dumb wrestling logic, but I love it and I'm impressed by it. Oh yeah, Everest is bigger than Jon Moxley.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, of course it is.
Yeah, like the fact that he just was just like, I walk past bodies on Everest.
It does a really effective job of telling you just how dominant and towering Jon Moxley has been in this heel role.
Would you say we like our pizza by the slice and our wrestling by the splice?
If you like.
I might have said it 6 seconds ago before we moved on.
I don't want to jump all over it.
Pizza by the slice in the Granger Market?
Yes.
Oh, that used to be when I worked in town. That used to be my go-to every lunch. It was ridiculous how much I was piling away.
I like pizza by the slice, but I prefer pizza by the box that is covered so much in grease that you can see through it.
Yes.
I gotta be honest.
We got our first match of the night. It was Jon Moxley versus Roderick Strong, who immediately takes out Daniel Garcia, who's there alongside, I'm not sure if Roddy.
Right in the face. Yeah. Loved it.
Roddy, I'm not sure if you know her, actually. Marina Shafir's there as well.
Should have called it. Good bit, that.
What was it? Well, I wrote it down. What did...
Got a hot for or something like that. Was it got a crush on it?
Yeah. He looks like he's infatuated with her, said Taz.
Infatuation City Jones over there.
Yeah, he takes out Garcia with that awesome baseball slide to start. He beats up Jon Moxley around ringside. Moxley goes for the eyes. Strong.
Roderick Song.
I've got, so we got
oh my
Strong,
God.
Stong, and Strong.
What's the Roderick song?
And of Heartache.
Good one.
That's going to answer the question correctly.
It's a backbreaker on the barricade. They fight back into the ring. Strong hits a drop kick to send Moxley to the outside, and that's when we had the moment with Marina Shafir. That obviously distracts him somewhat. Moxley blindsides him and sends him over the barricade, and his good mate, Cool Kyle O'Reilly, has to help him back in as we go to a break. When we come back, Strong fires up, big leg lariat, hits death by Roderick. Moxley kicks out at 2. Moxley spins out into a lariat and a stalling pile driver for 2. And Strong has to get to the ropes to prevent a cross-arm breaker. He fires back with a sick kick and an angle slam, but Moxley floats over into a bulldog choke. Strong again hits an angle slam for a 2 count. They fight on the top. Moxley wants... Strong repositioned as Moxley's biting at his fingers. An avalanche spinning slam for a near fall. Moxley wants a paradigm shift, but Strong tackles him to the floor. As Strong throws Moxley back inside, Garcia gets involved. That leads to a brawl between Garcia and O'Reilly. Referee's distracted by all this, and as Strong hits the ropes, he's tripped by Wheeler Yuta, which allows Moxley to grab him and get him with a bulldog choke.
Was this very good without being great for you?
I mean, Dynamite often is, but I really like this.
I liked it, right? I don't know, man. I think this is a personal issue. I think my...
then it's going to draw money.
I think my expectations were like legitimately skyscraper high.
Right, yeah,
because Moxley, when he turns it on, just gives me a violent, sick thrill. And I rate the hell out of Roderick Strong. I also wish other people would shut the up about Roderick Strong sometimes. What?
On one hand.
No, I get it.
Right.
I get it.
It's no fault of Roderick Strong's this, right? Because he can realize this, like, thing that's, like, put upon him as a wrestler. People go on about Roddy Strong, who can give me this feeling. He can, right? But people go on, like the worst people you know, go on about Roderick Strong like he is the wrestling version of the Fried Takayama exchange in terms of how he makes people feel.
Yeah.
He's a pretty fast, hard-hitting wrestler who can sometimes do this deranged stuff. I have this, and again, it's not his fault. It is mine. Too much time trolling through X, Twitter. But there's this like romantic image of a Roderick Strong. And I think he showed more on Collision than this actual singles match of this guy who can just melt your face, make you pound your chest like a gorilla and just like go crazy with bloodlust when he's in the ring. And when I'm like, that was a really, really good TV match, Roderick Strong, what's your problem? I just feel a bit bad. This was, I don't know, I just thought I was going to see Crimson Masks, some really beyond the pale stuff. Didn't get it. It was a really strong TV match. I'm a dickhead, I know.
What did you make of it? Because I've just realised I've got my hour 1 and hour 3 notes here, but I've forgotten my second hour notes, so I'm just going to quickly nip and go and get them.
Didn't even realise that was going to possibly happen, that you might get that those notes mixed up. Yeah.
So I'm going to go and get them, and you let us know your thoughts on the match.
Way higher than Sidge. Evidently. Moxley, man.
Skip ahead the next 5 minutes if what I think is going to happen here.
Moxley, maybe it was the opponents he was facing, and the only way to be vulnerable was to be a cartoon against someone like Cope or whatever. But the vulnerability that he's putting in the middle of these matches of late, and I wonder if it's because he's not as insecure as he was when he was world champion and everybody hated him.
Yeah.
And he was acting out and thus...
I think he's an incredible performer who's doing excellent character work.
Just think, to use that terminology that you say, I think he's found his fastball again.
I think you might have pinpointed something here. I was thinking that sort of thing rather than feeling the primal urge for violence and bloodshed.
I get that a lot in these. This one, just this Moxley thing at the moment. His work.
He's great.
He's really working for me at the moment, Jon Moxley. I love exactly where this character sits, and you're seeing it applied in the matches. Yeah. It's thinking man stuff from him again. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Remember, the month of September. 'Tis I, Roderick Strong, I have returned. Say my name and I shall make an appearance with the match. What did you make of my performance? Jonathan Moxley.
Roderick.
Yes?
Am I correct in thinking this is only going to happen when Roderick Strong has a singles match on Dynamite?
Indubitably.
Right, good, thank God. Nice to see you.
Really nice.
I was just saying how.
Got any poses for that?
If you want do you want my honest? Do you want my honest thoughts on your match, your performance?
Indeed.
I really liked it without loving it, and any other analyst who isn't an arsehole would just say, "Oh, it was really good. I really liked it." I just had a certain expectation level, I think, set by the worst people I don't even follow online. They just pop up on my For You tab half the time. But really good show, mate. Really, really good show in the ring.
I appreciate you sticking your neck out.
You made me pop. Get yourself a podcast that gets you everything I say. Because where's this? Elsewhere. Huh?
Now, gentlemen, I have a riddle for you.
See? Bitch, how does he not get you looking at him?
He boomed me. I'm just thinking about the viewers that like have said frequently and in no uncertain terms that they do not like this feature. That's what I'm thinking of.
You say I had a riddle?
Oh, indeed. All day long, it's in and out. I discharge loads from my shaft. Both men and women go down on me. What am I?
It's all right. Here's the thing. It's a classic Roderick Strong misdirect because he's talking about a throbbing, ejaculating cock again, but we know that's not the answer.
It's always, yeah.
So say it again, Roderick.
All day long, it's in and out. I discharge loads from my shaft. Both men and women go down on me. What am I?
We have to kneel down to remove clothes and put clothes into a washing machine because they're so bulky and heavy that they're not going to be in like your cupboard.
Yep.
You know, your cupboards with all your plates and stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
What's the shaft bit?
Maybe that's some part of the inner machinery.
Yeah, that could work.
And loads.
Loads.
Oh, come on, Nicholas, you can help us.
No, shaft just I made me think of people going in and out of an elevator shaft.
Go down on me. He didn't say they didn't go up. He just omitted
That's
it.
a good. I think Nicholas has
What
got
about the loads, though? Say it again, Roderick.
All day long, it's in and out. I discharge loads from my shaft. Both men and women go down on me. What am I?
An elevator. Bingo! Thanks, Nicholas.
Roderick Strong, away!
Bye, Roderick.
Roderick.
So it wasn't a cock again. I mean, there was a cock involved.
one of these days.
There was a big cock involved in that, but not, it wasn't the answer to the riddle.
Some say.
I couldn't find my notes, but I found this. With a lovely note here from Travis Ulrich ahead of a certain someone's birthday on Monday.
Roderick's catchphrase at the top of it.
Inside baseball. First of all, Travis, thank you so goddamn much.
Thank you,
that
Travis.
meant the world to me. There was something else in that package. That package, if I'm going to do my Mean Gene Oakland voice, that I was going to wear is the reveal of Travis did something amazing for the boys and for my birthday, but certain bits got in the way of that. But never mind, that will be worn. That will be worn.
It sounds like the sequel to There Will Be Blood.
Yeah, there will be.
That will
there
be worn.
certainly will be.
This is literally the only thing that's left.
Yeah.
So,
They were
yeah,
nice as well.
if you know, you know. It's not, in fact, my birthday. Okay?
Not yet.
Not
yet.
yet. So why did I open the care package and... Because I got greedy.
Good snakes.
Good snacks. So the like item description, and it said like food. No,
what's going on there?
yeah, what's going on there? So we got a little bit greedy. We went a bit early. That T-shirt will be worn. That T-shirt is massively appreciated, as is all the snacks, as is your continued loyal support over the years. Can't thank you enough. Thank you so goddamn much, Travis. To Travis!
To Travis.
Travis.
And to Michael Sidgwick as well, who's spending part of his birthday to review All Out.
You lucky people.
I don't know. What have I missed? Whereabouts are you up to in the show?
Do you know we didn't get past the Roderick Strong, Jon Moxley thing?
Okay.
Roderick Strong popped in.
Oh,
Missed him.
good.
I would be.
Hopefully we'll get him back again.
I am, if I ever miss him. I for one, want more Roddy Strong matches on Dynamite.
Me too.
Not for those X accounts.
A video package for Mark Briscoe MJF is shown, costing each other, obviously. There's a tables and tax match on Saturday. And then we see MJF storming into Tony Khan's office, making him fear for his life after Collision Wrestling. He says, "You screwed me at Forbidden Door." And he took away my gauntlet cashing thing. So he wants out the tables and tax match. I'm not a deathmatch wrestler. Get me out of this. And Tony stands up to him. He says, "No, I'm not letting you out of this match. You broke the rules, and you cost Mark Briscoe his chance to compete for the world title." And MJF says, "Ooh, putting on your big boy pants for a change." Well, don't blame me when he's in the ground after Saturday, and he storms off.
Very obviously, this did not happen last night.
Yes.
Number one, it was a rushed compromise to build that match. So it's, they did put it on TV, but it's hardly like segment of the year. God, remember how excited you were for MJF versus Mark Briscoe. Enforced all of this. I liked it and I didn't like it on its own weird terms. I never want to see Tony Khan referenced. Okay. Tony Khan, right? I could take him in a fight, I think. And I can't take nothing. Okay, I can't take no one. The idea of Tony Khan, I know MJF portrays a certain type of heel, okay? But the idea of Tony Khan in any segment whatsoever, especially one that didn't need to exist, they could have run a package, okay? Which is, of course, how I'm going to enunciate that word.
I was going to say that feels like it's in.
Single time I say it. Yeah. You're just going to have to live with that, okay?
I feel like it'll go beyond package, is what I heard. I feel like soon of all those AGEs are going to be all coming together.
Probably.
A lot of ages.
So, yeah, they could have just done a video package, but they didn't. Under no circumstances do I ever want to hear Tony Khan stand up to one of his wrestlers again. I just don't. I don't. I didn't believe him. Great microphones in that trailer that definitely expected to capture a conversation that was going to get broadcast on TV. So I didn't like that bit. I found MJF's performance here is like really strong. There was a certain like hurt in his voice. Yeah. I don't know what it was.
It was funny.
It was funny. He's like being a bit of a baby, to be honest.
Yeah.
The certain inflection of like death match douche, like Briscoe. It just felt like he couldn't suppress or conceal like that he was really worried about doing this match. Liked it. And the line, of course, the second that's the thing. That's such a good line. It's on you when a second Briscoe brother gets put on the ground. I mean, that's unconscionable heel stuff. That would have played amazingly well and so much better. And again, circumstances dictated it. If that's his outline for this really strong bit of business that a live crowd is probably into. But then again, deathmatch, douchebag. That's what they would have shouted in the arena. So maybe they should do everything backstage. Maybe they should bring back empty arena wrestling. Okay.
Oh God.
Got all the screens then, and Bailey could like laugh.
Shut up, man.
Only in half of them though.
Yeah.
The other half she's.
What are your thoughts on this?
Oh, that's fine. Like do you know what? I think the point I agree with you most there was, you don't have to. So if somebody isn't there, well, you don't have to. Like there are many ways to skin a cat when it comes to a go-home show and a video package or anything along those lines. would have been fine. Or for that matter,
Mean Gene had the best voice.
He did.
That had so many great voices back then. Heenan's voice was amazing.
I like Sean Mooney's voice for the role he had.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there was somebody
that intentionally
rarely leaves the
bland,
studio.
Slick, Heenan, Finkel, Okerlund. Don't get into late 80s, early 90s Fed again.
Yeah.
That's what I grew up on.
We're going to be having some conversations over the desks.
Oh, God, I'll set him off now.
I want to keep myself under the desk. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's fine. No need to do it.
Going against your zip.
Bat my dick. What happened when Jon Moxley stormed into Tony Khan's office? Did we hear Tony Khan's voice? I can't remember. Remember he was like pissed off?
Oh, yeah. Because
it was going to be a non-rankings match.
Yeah, it was at a Full Gear 2019.
Yeah. Did we hear Tony Khan's voice that time?
I can't remember.
Because I'm thinking they did quite well.
Quite good. Turning.
Quite good at using Tony Khan. Like, they didn't then go back to that for the longest time. It was only in the big announcement era did he sort of feature prominently.
Yeah.
They've been pretty disciplined with it, is my defense, I guess.
I don't like it.
But I get that.
The guy took a pile driver last year.
That was only last year. They have not been disciplined. I forgot that. I erased that from my mind.
Yes. And you were correct to do so.
Yeah.
I'm going to find out that's Mox Tony Khan thing in a minute. But
okay.
What came next, I know you really liked. Bobby Lashley versus Toa Liona.
Yeah! Hands all the way up on this one.
Battle of the Behemoths, they called it.
Not a meat match. They kick the fucking shit out of each other because they're massive. Not taking the piss meat stuff.
Yeah.
There's the difference.
Yeah.
Like, this wasn't a cartoon thing. It was like, whoa, the big fellas. Ooh. They were out to kill each other by being massive at one another.
They remind us that Lashley's never been pinned or submitted since coming to AEW.
What?
And there's a sort of not a stand-up, a stalemate. That's the word I'm looking for between the two of them early on. Liona though takes him into the corner, hits a big boot as Lashley starts firing back, stands on his head basically, and then a massive headbutt and a Samoan drop on the edge of the ring to take us to a break.
Oh my God.
Spot of the show.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well,
I did not expect Lashley to go this hard in this.
hold your horses because something happened when we came back that I think you're going to press the button for. So Liona hits some splashes when we come back, poses for the crowd. Bobby Lashley hits an electric chair.
Oh my
He's
God.
like flexing his legs. He's like, up you go. What? Even like Lashley as well. Like what is he like? He's north 45, and is he 50 maybe or something?
No, he's close to 50.
It's time to play the game! Time to play the game! Ha 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 ha!
How old's Bobby Lashley? You do the...
I've got it here.
Oh,
If you
yeah.
want.
you can play.
Yeah. Bobby Belly. How old's?
Never had a belly.
Never had a belly in his friggin' life.
He
What do
wanted
we
one
reckon?
at one point, didn't he? He wanted to do an angle where he just got
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's always had weird ideas.
Got some ideas.
Yeah, he's got some ideas. Yeah, I got an idea. How about I beat everybody? That's one of his ideas. I'm going to go with 49.
Well, I'll say flat 50 then.
I'll go 47.
We have a winner. And it's Michael Sidgwick.
Yeah! Love to win.
He's
All right, Bobby Lashley.
well, he's 49 until he's 50. When's he 50?
Next year, July
Oh, okay, he's only
the 19th. So,
It's a lovely reference, isn't it?
Oh, we haven't
Yeah.
finished the match. Sorry. I got distracted. He did an electric chair.
I know he's massive and jacked, and the whole point is like it's a strength thing as well as an aesthetic thing. But there are just certain times when you really prove that, and those massive legs. It's like, well, watch what I can do.
Yeah.
Like, how is it that sometimes there's not enough of that in Bobby Lashley matches, 2005 to present? It's a weird problem, Bobby Lashley, isn't it? Like you are allowed to forget his unbelievable strength sometimes,
Yeah.
and then it comes out and stuff like this. And bloody hell!
Yeah, it was fantastic. This absolutely out of this world. Great.
They exchange forearms. Leona no sells a lariat, but Lashley ducks and hits an overhead belly to belly. Leona another headbutt that again poses. That allows Lashley to hit a flatliner. He sets up for the spear. Toe goes to the outside. Well, he out there with the spear then, unbothered. Meanwhile, MVP just some of that Ricochet, you dickhead.
It looked like he's knocked him Spark out.
It was really well shot as well. It was like shot from behind Ricochet. Have some of that.
Tell you what, bodes well for one of the matches that I assumed was going to be one of the dullest because the fans went nuts. For
Oh, I can't wait for this.
They're itching for it now, aren't they?
What a perfect, out of nowhere bit of booking this was.
Yeah.
Bishop Khan gets hit with a thrust kick from Shelton Benjamin. All this distraction, though, allows Leona to pounce Lashley across the ring. But Lashley floats over a power slam into the hurt lock. Leona tries to do the kicking out of the corner, but just goes down and passes out to the hurt lock. Post-match, Ricochet and Bishop Khan think good time to attack Bobby Lashley this probably. MVP breaks his cane over Ricochet's back, and they send their heels packing. And everyone's just chanting, they hurt people. And they do, clearly.
Oh my God, this match kicked all kinds of ass. Like, remember a few months ago when I have dropped this, I decided that the best, it's not star ratings are done. Sorry, but come on. Like, everyone's got a similar rating for these pretty samey matches, and the originator of the system. Actually, it was Norm Dooley. But, the guy who popularized it, Dave Meltzer, he's kind of gone overboard. I'm doing the noisometer, where you rate a match by... You're meant to feel these things ultimately, and what noises did I make during this match?
I've missed this.
And this match was... I'm not saying it was the best match in the world, or the best match of all time, or even the best match of the year, but it's the match that more than most recently have made the best noises.
The 12-hour memory test.
Yeah.
Do I care 12 hours later?
Yeah.
I'm still thinking.
And this was like, it sounded like Tony Khan. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
But
totally agree.
Yes. What the? Like the bit where I think the punch came, because obviously that apron spot was just unhinged. The electric chair, like, is he going to fall on the back of his goddamn head, on the crown of his head? I'm making like, Jesus! Yes! And the bit where it just felt like I just want things to feel like they're not carefully done or nicely done, or it just felt like someone's going to hurt themselves here. Yeah. And they didn't, and that's the magic. A bit where Lashley's got this. The spear shouldn't be as, it's a bit weird, as much as it does. He almost headbutted the ground and called it a spear, but he was just so fired up that it doesn't really care how ugly it looks, or even if he's going to protect himself doing it. He's just got this. The red mist has descended. I must destroy this guy who dares think that he could be an equal to me in this hoss fight, which, as you very correctly point out, is not a meat match. It's a hoss fight, and there is a difference. And as soon as, oh my God, is Lashley's head okay? There. What about Ricochet's? Because it's just been knocked clean off by that MVP punch. Oh my God, this had the frisson of professional wrestling that I all too often miss.
Lashley was great on the cell here. Did a lot for Liona's offense and size.
Yeah.
Because he looked like he'd been in a fight. You know, he really looked like, we've joked a lot about what the Hurt Syndicate are prepared to, never mind wins and losses, but just to ideally not even be present on screen for when something bad happens to them. Bad things were happening to Bobby Lashley here, and he did a good job with his body language of articulating it. This was so effective, as was the Hurt Syndicate winning, having the last word. They've actually worked me into thinking they might lose, because now I'm thinking, well, is MVP in that match to get pinned? Is he allowing himself to be the pin eater at the street? Because Shelton and Bobby never do. And again, 24 hours ago, even would you have thought anything more than an easy sweep for the Hurt Syndicate? Now I'm thinking Ricochet gets his revenge by actually pinning MVP.
Stepping on the dick of the preview, I can see myself repeating myself, but here's the thing. This time yesterday, if I skip this Dynamite, right, and I start watching All Out, this time yesterday, if I'm watching this trios match happen, I'm like, I forgot about this and I can't be arsed. Now, I'm going to watch it on the strength of this go-home show and this match build. Like, oh my God, it's going to be like that match, but with loads more going on. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Smash success.
Tony Khan did speak, by the way my notes go here, from Halloween 2019. The show opens with, Cody and Dustin coming in via private plane and getting in a limo.
Doing the Ric Flair Vader thing.
And Jon Moxley went into Tony Khan's office and was told that his match with Kenny Omega at Full Gear will have to be an unsanctioned match. And Mox was livid and said...
Great shot of him behind it. It's Moxley's view of the world.
I remember you hated that.
I didn't like the use of Tony Khan in the third week.
I think you were worried more.
I was just thinking, you've effed it already. Breaking promises.
Breaking promises.
I was
just looking at our Wednesday Night War notes here, and also on that show, we see Brandy Rhodes staring at photos of Britt Baker and Riho, and then summoning Awesome Kong using tea candles. Kong then uses a meat cleaver to chop up some hair extensions.
A lot of stuff was happening.
But this also had the Jericho Cody contract signing.
Oh, yeah, that was good. That was good stuff.
Came out as David Pumpkins, didn't he? Jericho.
Yeah.
What do we get next on this show? Oh, yeah, it was time for the face-to-face.
Sorry, I'd have been little dickhead me. I'd have been raging. It was very clear that the war was already won by AEW, and I was going to have to fight from the trenches and die in the foxhole with the game. I'd have been raging that Cody Rhodes would have been flexing his wealth as a babyface. That would have been a bit of me. 2019.
Yeah,
I've been like, it doesn't work. I know it's the Flair thing. I get the reference, but I don't.
Definitely said this.
Yeah, I know for a fact all that stuff would have come out of my idiot brain and mouth.
You know you love Cody, don't you?
Yeah.
Where does he work currently? Where does Cody Rhodes work currently?
Oh, I can't remember. Probably the company that has become bigger than ever on his back. Imagine not pushing him as your top babyface and just running with it. Quarterback, if anything.
Well, he blamed Cody because it was his idea.
Yeah, actually, I can't really give it.
Just shut up.
Best year he had in AEW was 2020.
Yes.
Leading the charge from the mid-card. One level up and you'll probably crack it.
FTR and...
Blame Cody again.
Making bloody room for Hangman Page, probably. Has he got anything to do with this? He tried, didn't he? Cody. He tried, then he failed over and over again. He tried.
Yeah.
So it was CNC and FTR face-to-face ahead of All Out next. And obviously, big reaction for Adam Copeland. And Cage comes out from the heel side still. Out comes FTR and Stokely with security guards. And everyone's reminded, heavy fines, any altercations tonight. And yes, Stokely reminds everyone, touch cash or Dax, that's 100 grand. Touch me, it's $500,000, and the match is off.
Touch who?
Touch Stokely, $500,000, and the match is off.
So the match is only off if they touch Stokely?
Yes.
that addresses a complaint I was going to have.
Yeah, because $500,000 is ridiculous.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Although the way money flies around in these matches, like
And,
if you strike in this match, oh bloody hell, I'm £100,000 down. Right, well I'll enter an 8-man and I'll fix that next week.
Wheeler talked about 16 years ago meeting Copeland for the first time when he was one of the biggest stars in the industry, and he was just a nothing trying to start in this. Copeland came to his gym and they struck up a friendship. And 10 years later, FTR became living legends who helped Cope get his career back. But he made it all the bloody Cope show, didn't he? Whilst FTR did all the work. 6 years ago, they helped him get his career back. This Saturday, they take it away for good. Harwood hates hearing the fans. Obviously, he's not yelling over them. Says, look, there was a time when you two were the best team in the world, but it's because you're facing mediocre teams and made you look good. We've carried tag team wrestling on our back for the last decade. We brought up Enzo and Cass, Gable and Jordan, Gargano, Ciampa, Bucks, Bullet Club Gold, Outrunners. Look, for you, this is a dream match, but we're going to end yours on Saturday. Cope grabs the mic and tells him to shut the hell up. Tells Stoke he gets no hose. Don't mention his wife's name, or she'll slap the lips off your stupid face. He came to AEW to work with FTR, and now they're insisting that he held them down. Look, it's the fans. They don't want you in the spotlight. You talk about being the best team in the world. Congrats. We've been here for 35 years. We reinvented tag team wrestling and made a match so popular there was a pay-per-view named after it.
Not a good one. I'm just being honest.
You're in the big time now.
I prefer the one with stairs.
And in front of our hometown fans, Cope and Cage are back in business. Cage and Cope says. Christian Cage. Harwood says, stop looking at me like that. Cope says, I'll look at anyone I damn please. Calls Harwood a piece of you-know-what. And
just in case he didn't get it.
Thanks. Cage says, look.
Okay, you can have said trash. I had to clarify it for the listeners, come viewers.
Good point.
He says.
Call him a piece of
He says, Cage says, look, with $500,000, Stoke might actually be able to get some hose. But well, I might sound a bit like an asshole here, but 100 grand means nothing to me. I'm rich.
I love him.
And they jump FTR. Dax's face gets exploded. Yes! In all of this.
Nothing personal. If anyone's face gets exploded hard way, the rule is it's awesome.
And Cage hits a kill switch on security as they get separated amongst all this.
I thought this was excellent. This is what I expected. This is what was always going to happen. It wasn't a hot take or a great prediction. It's what happens when we have these in-arena go-home segments. Lots of exposition. If you can articulate your exposition, I'll be just about happy. And I was just about happy with this. And then the busted nose put it over the edge. A little bit, so that there was a balance here of, like, this is a dream match, but it's also personal. So I had to flip between the two of, well, this is our Wikipedia page and here's yours. But there's also, this is the backstory of why our relationship has fallen apart and this is going to get violent. Considering that usually I don't like the Wikipedia page readouts and the heavy exposition. But this is, when you think about it, and what they did a great job of illustrating last night, this is a luxury of a match that has earned itself over and over again. This is a dream match between two tag teams that, depending on where you sit, they're both legendary in different ways. I mean, I can't name one Edge and Christian match that's incredible outside of anything using a weapon personally, much less 10, 20. But whatever, they're legendary in their own right. It's a dream match that they haven't just said, dream match this, let's do it. They've taken the goddamn time drawing on personal backstory, telling the story on AEW television. I've got a feeling, don't go 35 minutes. I don't think the card's too long for this to happen. Do not do the thing you want to do. I've got a feeling when this hits the ring, it's going to feel massive.
Yeah, I'd say that, like, the word I'd use for this was just how rewarding it was that we've got here. I remember talking about this match for this pay-per-view back when FTR begrudgingly agreed to go with Cope. You're like, right, here we go.
Yeah.
Like, let's get on with that. And they've done it. They've seen it all the way through. I was bound to like this because I've got a lot of nostalgia for Edge and Christian. And FTR are kindly a title I always keep fighting for because, like the Wikipedia readout, they do too much for you to ever properly turn your back on them.
Yeah.
Dax can be a bit annoying and a bit over the top, or sometimes if they're not involved in the title picture, the tag team the scene in general can be a bit like gloopy. What are FTR doing? And like 2022 was as amazing as 2021 was kind of rubbish. Is that fair for FTR?
Yeah,
you know, like
they
the-
themselves, they credit CM Punk with rebuilding their confidence, I
Yeah,
believe. They
like-
themselves knew they weren't at their best that year.
So like there are times when you can sleep on them a little bit, and like, but they are worthy of all of this praise and the Wikipedia readouts. That was one of the things I was going to. Oh, that was it as well. It was
Does it
odd-
headline?
I don't know. I can't decide, but it would fit if it did. And that's, you know, the biggest compliment you could pay. Like the setting is right for it. The time, it counters what I said in the first bit about how, is there anything they've got kicking around in the background? Is there anything they've got bubbling under that feels big? It was this, like all along. There was just a nice little, and it wasn't, I don't believe it was intended as a dig. I think Dax respects the business of tag team wrestling too much to ever have a dig. But it is quite funny that because they needed the contrasts. Like, look what you did, and you could argue you were carried by two inferior teams compared to all the teams we had to beat. And it just so happens that those inferior teams are in the main event of TNA's biggest show of the year. Like, those old losers are wrestling each other. Like, and we beat all of these. That's quite funny how that sort of worked out. Yeah, brilliant stuff. Can't wait for this match.
Yeah, no, it's going to be just, don't go long.
Yeah. We see the Young Bucks, who are in a very good mood now. They're rocking suits. They're talking about going from rags to riches. They're sort of showing off a bit too much for Matt Jackson. He's like, I know it's $500,000, but let's...
Bag's getting light, you said.
Yeah. And they waste a load of it at the slots at the casino. Nick, meanwhile, does not care. Matt's like, redemption tour, we're going to win the, qualify, get the tag titles all out. Nick's like, anyway, Renee, sorry for being rude to you. Here's 10 grand. I
like this thick Jackson. He's crap with his money.
Yeah,
chucking it around all over the place. Renee's very happy with this. And then we got the Young Bucks versus the Bing Bing Gang, Juice Robinson and Austin Gunn for that ladder match qualifier. Oh, and by the way, they'd also were spending a lot of money on pyro because they had the Kevin Nash entrance here. And they gave some money to a fan who just had a nice sign about them.
Yeah.
They take over early on, but they hit their pose, and that allows Juice Robinson to take them both out and bring in Austin Gunn. Bucks take control with a somersault-assisted backbreaker as we go to a break. Then when we come back, they tried to bribe the ref, Rick Knox, who just chucks it in the air. There's a hot tag to Juice Robinson, who runs wild, but Nick comes back with a slingshot facebuster. Gunn, though, sidestepped a moonsault off the apron, hit a Fameasser. Robinson tried a slingshot dive, but missed, and Nick followed with a tornado onto the pile. The Bucks hit a sunset flip German suplex on Juice Robinson. Super kick party, but Juice ducks a BTE trigger, and there's a nice bit with Austin Gunn jumping off his back with a blockbuster onto Nick, who tries a springboard. Gunn hit a flatliner in midair. Robinson hits a Blade Runner for a nice 2. They go up in the corner. Robinson hits a Hurricane Runner, but Matt holds on, and they trade falls. Nick low bridges Austin Gunn to the floor. They hit a Meltzer driver, do the Bucks to get the 1-2-3. Post-match, Matt scurries around the ring and gathers up the money.
I like that visual. I like that. This was a fun TV match that was well worked with a pretty low ceiling. Yeah. It was an expected result. The opposite team are fun baby faces, never really confused with amazing wrestlers. But that sequence at the end with the 1-2 counter, 1-2, that kind of got me. This was lean, didn't outstay its welcome, exactly what it needed to be. I had a nice time with it.
Same. Yeah, exactly the same. You can't criticize it. There's quite a bit of that inside. There wasn't much to criticize, I don't think.
So glad it went as long as it did, or as short as it did, if that's the better way of putting it, that they didn't. The Young Bucks, even at their very best, will work a match where it's like you've lost the thread of how much better you are than your opponents and stuff. And that's usually for a very noble cause, but they made no real, didn't make too much effort to try and convince you otherwise. This is what it needed to be.
Game for next week, remind me. What will they have wasted their money on?
I like that. I like that. I'm getting
what were one of them?
I'm getting back on board with the bit now.
We get a video package. There's going to be
a double or nothing match where it's like we're running low. It's like we'll just put it up.
Yeah,
they could lose.
Nick gets it changed into Canadian dollars so it looks more.
Yeah.
There's going to be a tornado tailgate brawl on All Out featuring Willow Nightingale, Queen Aminata, Harley Cameron, Mina Shirakawa, and Megan Bain, Penelope Ford, and the Tox. Julia Hart and Sky Blue. It's not triangle because only two of them.
Man,
Line of madness.
Yes.
That women's blood and guts conversation has gone away, isn't it?
It has. Oh, God. Not going to go to the bother of changing your entire seating configuration. What a faff that would be for a women's blood and guts match.
Sorry, boys. I left my notes downstairs earlier, and now I've only written in one half of the unified title all-out qualifier.
Okay.
I got Máscara Dorada because he won, obviously. Other one.
I can help you out this
thank
jam.
goodness.
It is the Beast, Mortos.
Fun this. They're just
I love this.
flying around all over the place.
Flying around.
Arm drags, leg sweeps, hurricane ranas.
It's one of the best things ever there.
I'm going
to rewatch it again.
I think of Danielson later on. Like, you ever wrestled a guy like Hechicero? I wrestled
Such a good spot. Where are we? Mortos hits a pounce followed by a tornado on the floor. And yeah, Danielson says Mortos is defying physics as we go to a break. When we come back, Dorada backflips off the chest of Mortos and hits an arm drag out of the corner. And there's a head scissors as well into another arm drag. They go to the apron. Dorada hits a destroyer and a tornado. Dorada misses the 450 back inside. And Mortos grabs him and hits a really brutal-looking backbreaker. He wants to pop up Samoan drop, but Dorada counters that into another destroyer. Dorada tries for a sort of double springboard into a spinning destroyer. Doesn't quite get all of it. Mortos gets a roll-up for two. They fight to the top. Spinning Hurricane Rana. Mortos kicks out a one, though. A tilt-a-whirl backbreaker from Dorada and a massive shooting star press. Gives him the 1-2-3. Post-match, out comes Kazuchika Okada with a unified title. Don Callis has got the others, obviously. Danielson mentions Konosuke Takeshita and say his name, and he appears. Out he comes for a face-off. Callis separates them, and Dorada just wipes out Okada with a crossbody whilst Takeshita looks fairly impressed by what he's seen.
The arc on that crossbody on Okada was beautiful. I thought this match was a blast. Really had a lot of fun with it. It was exactly what I wanted it and knew it was going to be. The Mortos base as well for incredibly exciting luchadors, and he takes these awesome signature bumps, and it's nothing new. It's nothing we haven't seen in the last, year and a half. But my God, some of those ridiculously awesome, elaborate destroyer setups blew my tits off. And you got a second one right after the other. A surprise gift. I loved it.
A second package.
Yeah, second package. I absolutely loved it. Just some of the stuff, like, this is where Danielson comes into the fore. This is where Danielson earns his crust. Because when he, the best wrestler potentially ever, is so impressed that he loses his mind, the authority he gives these sequences is just incredible. Some of the most dazzling creative work I've seen on an AEW TV show in quite some time. And again, further to that, like the noises Lashley to like Liona made me make, the whoa noises this made me make. A good bit of range on this glorified collision, which I know sounds like an insult, but that's essentially what it was. I mean, that apron staggered delayed step destroyer thing, whatever you want to call it. Incredible. I lost my goddamn mind. I will say, again, I'm stepping on the dick of the preview, but it's hard not to when you are reviewing a go-home show.
Don't hurt me.
Sacrilege Corner. I'm about to compare one of the best living wrestlers, if not the best, active, to one of the worst. But them doing Dorada, Takeshita, and Okada, which I know is just, save Okada, Takeshita. Let's just do a three-way with a pin eater first and then get to that business. So it's a bit cheeky, right? So I know they're not hiding Okada, but having an incredibly dazzling, athletic dude in Dorada and one of the best hybrid super workers of the day in Takeshita in the same ring as Okada, which itself is inspired because of Okada's history in Mexico and ability to work that style. Remember when they put like 4 good wrestlers in with Karrion Kross on NXT?
Yeah.
You remember that? It was like Gargano and Cole in the fight. It was giving that. It was giving that to a degree. Like, oh, if Okada won't move, well, we'll get two guys who can. It's more like Karrion Kross can't, Okada won't. So that's the difference.
Yeah. Can't wrestle, won't wrestle.
Yeah.
If
they ever a tag team, that would be the name.
Yes.
If Karrion Kross, bring him in.
Yep.
And to AEW because he's a free agent.
Correct.
And Okada is obviously there. Mm-hmm. Put them together as a tag team. Can't wrestle, won't wrestle.
And it's like tick-tock, but it's basically the first 10 minutes of the Okada match where not much goes on.
Yeah.
And then when the sand runs down the hourglass right now.
Arca's in Okada. Does that work?
I don't think so, buddy.
Okada. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'll be worth it for
TikTok, bitch.
Yeah, TikTok, bitch.
TikTok, bitch. Can't wrestle, won't wrestle.
Brilliant. Bring him in.
You enjoyed it.
Brian Weddick, I don't know if you follow, but you know what to do if you're listening.
The whore you all adore. The slut you can't rebut. The trollop you can't wallop. It's Toni Storm's out. The skank you want to spank. This tramp is still the champ. But she doesn't know how much longer. She won her baby back 7 months ago. But she's lived every day as if it's her last. Following that, she's slain beast belt collectors and forever champions. And she's loved every single disgusting, sweaty, sexually questionable second of it. Because AEW is where the best wrestle. If you're not willing to put your life on the line every time you step in the ring, darling, you ain't SHIT. Now, Storm risks it all for 3 women deserving of this title. Look, this is the end of her reign. It's the honor of her life. If you really want to take the title, Storm suggests you burn her body to the ground, pack her ashes into a little pipe, and take a big puff. And you probably, if you did that, you'd probably say,
stoned already.
no one can get as high as Storm. Jamie Hackett walks in. She's not a fan of the spotlight.
What?
It's just funny.
It's been a long time since it's been Hater and Storm. Hater doesn't forget. She reminds her that Hater hits hard. And then Chris Statlander walks up.
Timeless Tony stoned.
Yes.
Neither
I think it's more weed Tony Storm things.
Neither Storm or Hater have
Timeless Toki Storm. Is that one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Very good.
Neither Storm nor Hater.
I've heard the words.
Neither Storm nor Hater have
I know a thing or two about people that do it.
have the ovaries to stop stat. Storm said, "Trim your bushes, bitches."
Why is Jey Uso never called it Yeet Chin music, by the way? No, he does a crap super kick.
Probably scared of the comparison.
Yeah.
Why was Toni Storm telling them to do some gardening? Trim your bushes, bitches. I didn't get that. Why is that going to help them prepare for this title match?
It's because, like, well, I'm not in the business of like big time combat athlete competition, but I imagine the stress is going to affect your preparation, your confidence. Like you won't be able to sleep. So I think gardening is like a relaxing,
Like lady gardening.
distracting activity for you to do. I think before the big fight.
You know what Hangman was on about all along?
No, she's talking about cutting the excess hairs off the pussies. You made us say it. You made us say it, WIlbourn.
Make you say it like that.
So you did. You said yesterday on the NXT review that you had to pop your dick out. You don't talk to me about being vulgar.
I had to leave for a while. Yeah. Anyway, Thekla comes out.
Is that the second time Jey Uso's been connected to Muff in the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I was talking about muffs last week. Was
4 letters.
4 letters, one word.
One word.
Muff.
ass cheek, tit, muff.
Oh yeah.
God.
Anything you want to say about this back and forth between everyone?
Rubbish, isn't it?
Bit rubbish. I liked Trim Your Bush. That was funny.
Was
So you prepare for big nights.
maybe this is effective like the match was. Because anyway,
But Jamie Hayter has got this habit of being so Toni Storm, fine, not one of her better nights, but she's always good value. Jamie Hayter has got this real habit of she's in that you're a 7 out of 10 generic promo where you've improved, but you never see anything interesting. Statlander, and I guess it's a personality, and I guess it's her persona to a degree. She's still got that best friends pill, but she comes off with this almost intentionally naff style that doesn't do much for me. In the ring, amazing. I love Stat, but
It's like, and I'm not sure it meant to, but it sort of made it in the same way that MVP smashing Ricochet in the face made me think, maybe Ricochet pins him, and that's how you do that. Like, has this four-way been constructed to actually take the title off Toni Storm? Like, they're not. It turned out all the big singles matches that you might have imagined she would lose, she gets through them. And I'm not saying it's to protect her. It's not like a cop-out as such. But I was sort of watching this thinking like, is this their way of telling you to maybe mentally prepare for a title change and give Toni Storm a bit of something new to do and lift her out of the title picture in kind of a safe way for the character?
I thought it was clever that she did the whole, now the end is near.
Oh, yeah.
Final curtain because when it isn't, you'll be surprised. They've got to end this. It's been pretty special and really transformative for the women's division and really important, and it's felt massive this year insofar as anything in AEW can. It has to end in a big singles match for me.
Yeah. Like the Money rematch or something.
Would I give it Thekla?
I'd give it Thekla in a four-way. I think that's a way to...
Nah, it can't end like that.
No, probably not, but...
Well, she came out immediately getting involved with this no-holds-barred match, this grudge match with Queen Aminata, loads of weapons, the brawling around ringside to start, bins and weapons being thrown into the ring. Thekla chucks Aminata over the barricade and just twats her with a trash can lid. There was quite a few spots with that. That takes us to a break. When we come back, there's a draping twist of fate onto the trash can for a 2 count. Thekla gets a chair shot on Aminata's back, and they just go back and forth on their knees. Thekla runs straight into an Aminata headbutt for a 2 count, goes up top. Aminata goes up top, and Thekla just, and again, waffles her with a trash can lid shot. They fight in the ropes. Again, Tree of Woe, another trash can lid shot. The spider suplex connects. Thekla hits the spider post, charges for a spear.
Of the word I just said before. What's happened to my life?
Runs into a chair shot to the face. Aminata hits a twisting fisherman's buster for 2. Misses a leg drop off the second rope. And Thekla hits a curb stop into the chair for the 1, 2, 3, although Aminata looked like she was trying to kick out at the end.
A little bit clunky at the end. I love this. Women's plunder matches in AEW, as we've said before, are the sort of the cure, the antidote, whatever, for how boring plunder matches are so often. AEW's excess, but this extends more so to WWE because those plunder matches are so soulless. They never feel anything like this one did, and there have been other examples. You wonder if the trick, if you can even call it that, is that the reason it feels so much like a real fight, and I mean, to be fair, Thekla and Aminata, it's been the theme of their feud, so it had to be hard-hitting. But you wonder if the reason why these matches always feel like they hit as hard as they do is because the women aren't fighting each other. They're fighting for credibility in the TV time that they're so scarcely allowed. Like the one night where they get to just go out there and kill it and potentially steal the show, or at least work towards stealing the show, is in these plunder payoffs. And there's just an energy they've got that the rest of them don't. Like not all the weapon stuff in here was the most gruesome we've ever seen or the most grisly or whatever. However, the energy between them was like vastly superior to something like, for example, the Donnybrook in Paris, right? Maybe you had to be there.
Gonna have to be there, yeah, for that one, really.
But just, it's a constant in AEW. These women's weapons-based payoffs, just vastly superior to the men's variants. And I thought this was another example of it to be...
Was this timings-wise basically the main event of Hour 2?
I'd never even thought about it, but yeah, if you want to call it that, yeah.
Yeah. I share the same opinion as Hamflett. I thought there was a bit at the start, right, where I don't mean to be like the worst guy you know, but my favourite bit didn't actually have the weapons in. There was a bit, right, where Thekla was truly, it was very early, truly struggling to get that suplex. And it really felt like a struggle. And then, like, because she just couldn't get it, Aminata just almost sucker suplexed her out of nowhere. And I thought these two have got amazing chemistry. That was mainly evident in the match. Honestly, like, I've found their, this is the thread of, like, the on-site thread of their program. I honestly think when it's just without weapons involved, and I don't think they did a bad job by any means of like the assembly, but it just feels a little bit better when they don't have to stop and wait, you know? I still think they've got a much better it's done singles match in them down the line. But because it's them two and they get it, and this chemistry has just got this beauty to it, like, even when they were taking a little while to set things up or relying on weapons, it was still like the trash can. I thought was an excellent choice because it didn't feel like they were going in a proper unsanctioned lights out Texas death vibe with it. It felt like a TV version of this plunder match, but one of the better ones I can recall. Just like the sheer noise that the trash can lids made was like class, and like it was ugly in the best ways as well. Like the bit where Aminata got drilled onto like the edge of the standing up chair was vile. Ending was too abrupt for me. Run this back, and I don't want this to be the end of this.
Well, I was just going to say I'm going to miss this because it does feel like the end for now, but you definitely established when they come together again. It's going to be, it's them two, get in. Yeah.
Of course, that was the first of 2 women's matches on AEW Dynamite. 2 weeks in a row.
This, we should point out, is the AEW kind of stopped caring portion of the evening. Yeah. There was apart from like Mercedes Moné is a big star, yes, but there was nothing like they'd sold you the pay-per-view and given you the biggest matches on the show, I think, to this point.
And effectively, I thought what I got from it was the bit, because I think timing-wise, I might have messed this up. This was around the sort of main event of what would normally be Dynamite, and then they were just like, oh, there's Hangman Page just coincidentally walking into this Skyflight interview saying, watch out there, maybe I'll help you later. So just sort of stick around because you know the thing that Carl Fletcher promised, we'll do that at the end, basically. In a real shock, Riho beat Robyn Renegade later on in the show.
It has just occurred to me as well, they've done the chick block. Remember that? Remember when they'd be like, oh, we're dressing 3 programs this week. Nice tight 5 minutes of interviews and matches.
Yep. But still to the letter of the law, 2 proper women's matches on Dynamite 2 weeks. So 2 more weeks, guys.
Yep.
All Out, Fall Out. And the week after that, and Ladies' Night goes away forever.
Please.
Over to you.
So tired of so tired.
Mona hit a backstabber after Riho won. Anything you want to say about that match, by the way?
I thought that it was a far improved performance on Riho's part. So the match was actually, considering it made no sense to do, and it was spreadsheet ass booking, kind of was necessary. And again, like, Robyn Renegade is good at what she does. She just can't take it seriously as a character, but she's a good wrestler.
They've never gotten away from this being like a stat padder for Mercedes Moné. This didn't do that, but you were kind of reminded, the Riho thing might have just been a bit of an anomaly.
Yeah.
And the match probably will be fine.
And again, on the subject of stat padding, these matches used to have their own little charm because they mattered when the rankings framework was in place.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, okay, well, it doesn't really need to exist, but yeah, get some of the rankings. I think that's pivotal in how much I'm like, ugh, who cares about this?
Yeah, but despite Robyn's interference not costing, but helping Mercedes take down Riho, Mercedes was very much like, I'll keep dancing on my own, thank you. In amongst all this, there was another tag team title. Great tune.
Yeah.
He's ruined it now.
Terrible bit.
With every heartbeat, she put her effort into the... Anything there? Is that anything?
Yeah, it's all something. Okay. Everything is something.
Okay.
That's the beauty of Is This Anything? Because anything is something.
In amongst all this, I should have mentioned it earlier on. JetSpeed qualified for the tag title ladder match. Being Kip, Sabian, and Killswitch. Also there, I should mention, was Nick Wayne's mom, who's got it going on. Although, clearly Kip and Killswitch don't.
Something is not right there.
They can't coexist. Kip sort of ignored Killswitch early on in the match, and then he had to come in and help him because he get his ass handed to him by
that's funny.
JetSpeed. And Sabian after a break refused to tag him in, and then reluctantly had to do so. And then Killswitch hit a headbutt and a choke slam. Sabian's like, I'll take it from here. And he slapped him. That's a tag. Mother Wayne tries to calm Killswitch down. Sabian tries to steal the win with his feet on the ropes, and Killswitch isn't having that. And then goes, go on now, come in. Sack dickhead. Leaves, and Sabian gets killed. And Killswitch babyface.
Okay, not much to the match. It was fine, I enjoyed it.
You said JetSpeed were always going to win this.
Yeah. Here's the thing. 2 things are happening at once here, and they might come together. So, Luchasaurus, who's presumably now Luchasaurus again, has bailed on Kip Sabian and thus turned face. Okay. Meanwhile, on a Being the Elite upload, Matt Jackson opened an envelope, a package. There was a package delivered to his house, which he opened, and upon opening the package, withdraws a knife. Written on the letter is from an anonymous. You will need this the next time you decide to stab me in the back. Who's been making knives in the woods?
Nice. Jack Perry.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Jack Perry and Luchasaurus are now free to find one another again, and they can have a match against the Young Bucks. And they always had amazing matches. Like, they had one in the summer of 2021, and it was the one where Tony Khan, I suppose he is useful sometimes, was like, no more! And that's when you had to book. I have to book it. I have to book the cage match because you keep taking the piss. That match between Jurassic Express
What did he say?
no more. That match where the elite are taking the
Tony,
piss.
would you like any more White Claws, Tony?
The answer to that's always yes. So give us another question. That match was such.
Are you going to
keep getting away with this? The drama was unbelievable.
Tony, are you going to put up with any more life-threatening assaults from your high-strung performer?
Depends when you're asking.
If it's the collision debut, it's very much
Yeah.
If it's post Wembley, no more.
Yeah, you need the finger as well.
No more. Depends when you're asking. Holy shit, man.
He was a mark for Punk.
What a time. Depends on you.
I mean, he loved him, man. He loved him like a son.
Just one more.
I love it.
This was fun, right? This was a funny payoff because they were running, and you kind of remember it when you see this match play out. They've been running an indentured servitude dinosaur story for 2 years, and then you realise, well, why was he still? It's not like we've got Kane under our control because of Summit, bribe or whatever. We're going to reveal something. Like at no point did they go about to say like, well, Kip Sabian, of course, continues to kill switch under his command. Way, and he's just like, oh yeah, see you later.
Yeah, see you later, guys.
I quite like that.
He was in a lab, wasn't he? When he first came back on that Glasgow show, he was like, Frankenstein's monster. So is that it? Kip Sabian's also Dr. Kip.
It had nothing on him. It was Christian Cage, and he's split.
Just like I'm splitting.
In amongst all this as well, Big Bill calls Eddie Kingston a fraud. You'll preview that match, of course, on the All Out preview tomorrow. We also had that sit-down interview, Bryan Danielson and Darby Allin. He asked why Darby wanted to climb Mount Everest. And Allin said, look, he felt like he was living his life through someone else, how this industry eats people alive and spits them out. He wants to do something for himself.
Like dinosaurs.
Yeah.
They show, again, insane to see this every time. Footage of him climbing Everest, especially one where it's like at night. That's when you go to sleep. When you climb a mountain. All you have is your word at the end of the day, and that's what he gave people to say he'd climb that mountain. And he's got the flag at the summit. It talks about what Moxley did to Danielson, despite obviously having said that he'd look after Bryan Danielson. He'd never turn his back on who he considered family, like Sting, for example. He'd never do what Mox did to Danielson. But he's made Danielson give his word, because you know how much that means to him, that he wouldn't get involved no matter what happens at All Out. He said, look, Darby Allin says, Danielson, your career's over because of what Mox did. And he makes, Danielson said, look, we all agree our word means very important things. Promise me one thing. And whisper something. Obviously,
You got a little bit of on your upper lip.
I really liked how clearly when you whisper something to someone, the general consensus, right, is it's a secret. They come back after this and go, what'd you say? Excalibur's like, what are you saying then? What was the secret?
They're reporting.
Yeah. But yeah, he's made him give his word. So
Don't ask, you don't get, in terms of like questions.
I like this. I enjoyed this.
Yeah.
And the main event.
What do you think he said?
I don't know. What's the terms of this? So Darby Allin can beat Jon Moxley in a coffin match, whatever, or even could lose it. Danielson, what's he after from
Maybe
the Death Riders?
I don't know, but like, what if it's like, don't worry, don't worry. Maybe they're meant to spark this exact conversation, which they probably don't want realistically because maybe he can't wrestle again. But maybe he was like, don't worry, I've got plans. I'm going to get them myself. See you later. See you later, guys.
Maybe it's just like a secret, but it's just something Bryan really wants nobody to know about, but it's to motivate. Like, sort of, like, don't worry if you fail. Like, I had a cheeseburger last week.
Yeah,
so it's like a personal secret rather than anything to do with a big plan or wrestling related. I had a cheeseburger last week. We all fail.
Yeah.
Don't think it smells like Updog in here. Got him.
But they cut the video off before you could see Darby Allin. One more thing. Wee willy poo poo. It's like, whoa.
That'd be good. That's good.
No, it's not good stuff. It's your child.
So what else is good stuff? The main event, Top Flight versus Josh Alexander and Hechicero. That weird zoom on Dan Gallows' mouth.
Oh, Wilbs.
I quite like doing that one.
You asshole! Show him that. What do you like doing?
He's like singing Hechicero. Hechicero does his little entrance.
He just likes doing it. He says.
We're running short on time, so I'll just tell you that Josh Alexander and Hechicero won and qualified.
Match was fine.
Yeah. Post-match outcomes: Lance Archer and Rocky Romero. But
not those two at the 3 hour mark.
Attack Christopher Daniels. What? I can't pick this up for.
Oh no, it's the Don Callis second cousins.
Yeah. Twice removed.
Scorpio Sky and Jet.
It's the Don Callis. They're not really your auntie. They're sort of friend of the family. You call them auntie.
Scorpio Sky and JetSpeed run out, as in the Young Bucks and Brodito. It's all kicking off with all the ladder match people, obviously. Archer lays out Daniels with a big boot. They chuck him into the ring. Do him and Rocky Romero. They're going to hit a choke slam, but Hangman Page walks down to the ring and clotheslines him out of there. Page turns his back. Carl Fletcher slides into the ring. He gets caught, but Rocky Romero, this cunning plan was have my mate's distraction and then kick your head in, was the plan. Rocky Romero picked his ankle. Fletcher decks Page. And Tony Schiavone said, the entire Don Callis family's attacking Page. That's 3 of them. They set up a table at ringside and they try to do the brainbuster. Page floats over, clotheslines Fletcher back into the ring. Page goes for a buckshot after getting rid of Rocky Romero and Lance Archer. But
can't get rid of them.
He took belt shots to the face.
Can't get rid of Rocky Romero. I like Lance Archer. But Rocky Romero has just never worked in the dub.
He tried for a buckshot. Ate a belt shot.
It's like treading in dog mess. Smell it days later. You got all of it.
No more.
Anyway, Fletcher gets Page on the apron, hits a brainbuster through the table, like what happened to Kenny Omega, and then Fletcher holds up both titles to take us off the air.
Yeah. I mean, it's a bog standard what you need to do.
Yeah.
Tick box. Check. Box exercise.
Did it while he still could because he's going to honour the contract at least.
If this show goes 5 hours, man, if this main card goes like 4.5, 5, I'll be really sad. You can't keep doing this on a monthly basis. Jesus. Anyway, look forward to the preview that we're going to record tomorrow.
Anything else you want to say?
I suppose maybe Hangman was...
Poop it one.
I do have to say, but it's a secret. I'll tell you after. That's fine.
Well, let us know your thoughts on September to remember in the comment section below, or on X at WhatCulture WWE. Actually, they can follow all 4 of us. You can follow Michael Hamflett at
Michael Hamflett.
Michael Sidgwick at
M. Sidgwick.
Ooh, these two. Whoa.
Follow our producer Adam Nicholas at...
It's Adam Nicholas.
And you can follow me at Adam WIlbourn. Follow us all at WhatCulture WWE, as I said. Make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling, wherever you get your podcasts from. For daily wrestling podcasts, these two will be back to preview All Out tomorrow. But for now, this has been the Dynamite Review. My thanks to Hamflett, Sidgwick. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you soon.